everyone. Hi, I hope you're out there. This is my weekly show that I kind of started a while back, a year or two ago, and then didn't really follow through on. And it was sort of monthly, and then it kind of fell apart because of life. And anyways, I've now committed to doing it weekly, every Saturday morning, one more Saturday morning. I don't have any special guests today. Today's mostly about upcoming events and things. But hey, if you are watching on the Deadhead Land television station nearest you out there on the Marco Vision network, I should mention that Deadhead Land TV, Deadhead Land Films, Happy Cat, the SteelyCon emoticon, and anything else related to Deadhead Land are all part of the Marco Vision network and are all wholly owned subsidies of the Olecranon Intercostal Network. That's our corporate overlords. Oh, I see. We get it. Anyways, I had to just do my little corporate plug there. And we're also brought to you by a number of wonderful people, over 100 of them now, over on patreon.com/deadheadland. Our patrons that support us, some of them, well, you can join for free, so you might as well. Some of them support us for $1 a month, some for $4.20 a month, some for $20 a month. And that's the shakedown level where you get certain advanced perks and peaks. And anyways, I'd like to just thank those people and encourage you to join them, even for free or for $1 or more a month. Discount if you pay for a year in advance, you get 11% off. So it's, I don't know, $10.56 a month or something like that. I don't know what, or a year. It's not very much money. And if everybody watches my videos and streams and my channel, if they all would subscribe, even just for the $10 plus change a year, that would actually really help me to do all the things I do on Deadhead Land, which includes taking care of me. I need to pay the rent and pay the bills and feed the cats. And they're awesome. They're all around here. They're kind of camera shy, but maybe someday I'll introduce the cats. And as well as cover the internet charges, the data fees, the online storage. I have a fairly large cloud storage that I need to maintain. So all of these expenses that are directly related to Deadhead Land. So truthfully, Deadhead Land right now, the amount of money I make isn't very much. And but I am grateful for the subscribers that are there. And you mostly are covering the Deadhead Land specific expenses, the phone and data charges and the online storage and this and that. But I do work. This isn't all I do. I have actually a business. I'm a massage therapist for 30 years now, actually my 30th anniversary. And my goal was to do massage therapy on lot on Dead Tour when I was in school. And then Jerry died about 30 years ago, as we all know. And anyways, we'll be coming up to that Jerry week very soon, the days between and all that. But anyways, I continued in that career, and that is what I do. That is my day job. And I do it private practice, and also I work for a large hospital company where I do employee care, and I do massage on hospital staff, nurses, doctors, food service, everybody there. So I am working, but I would like to spend more time working on the Deadhead Land stuff. And so that's where, if more people subscribed, I could maybe work a little bit less at the other stuff and work more on this. Why would you want to do that? Aside from that, I'm a nice guy. Well, I have a huge archive of videos that have yet to be shared because I film. If anybody sees me at shows, they know I film a lot more than I've been able to share. Admittedly, in the early years, I was using crappier cameras, and the technology has advanced so rapidly on cameras and phone cameras and such. And I'm usually stealth under the radar, so I'm not bringing in pro cameras. I'm shooting with phones, but phones are at a pro level now, a pro-ish level. There's a difference, clearly, but my phone videos look pretty damn good nowadays. Most of them are in 4K, and they're awesome. But I have tons of stuff in the archive that is still good and worth watching and historic, and some things that I may have been the only one to capture, or at least my unique view, because all films are presented in Marco Vision. I'm Happy Cat Marco Vision. There's a lot of jokes layered in, at least to me. But anyways, so I just that's where your support is really helpful. That's enough of my self-serving plug. If you'd like to be a subscriber, supporter, patreon.com/deadheadland. The link should be in the description of the video, and I post it frequently. Our other sponsor, I'm still going on about the sponsors. What am I turning into Huberman or something? Sorry about that. My other sponsors are today, specifically, Nugs. Nugs. We all love Nugs. Give me Nugs if you see me. Hugs and Nugs. Hugs are fine. If just hugs. It doesn't have to be Nugs. But I'm talking about Nugs, the music service that we're all familiar with that brings us so much great music from everywhere. And while it's a huge focus on jam bands, they've got Bruce Springsteen, they've got King Crimson, they've got probably stuff that I don't listen to because, and of course, all the Billy Strings and tons of Dead and Company. And I forget Sturgill if he's on there still or not, but and then they also are the people behind things like the Live Fish, which is, another brand, but also part of the same larger picture and stuff, and other bands that have done their own live branded streaming service frequently. Nugs is the company that facilitates it. So I love Nugs. And what's great about Nugs is they have this app that has all this music available to you all the time. Plus, if you're a member, you do have to be a member on the app. You get all sorts of wonderful stuff, free streams live that night. There might be any night. There might be 2 or 3 or 4 free shows that are live that night, and then you can frequently watch them later as well. And then they have their premium stuff that they charge extra for, their pay-per-view. And that's what was really interesting to us right now, if you're a Deadhead, because we all know what next week is. And next week is the GD60, Grateful Dead 60th anniversary celebration in Golden Gate Park with Dead and Company. Graham Lesh and friends doing the Heart of Town concerts Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. The Friday and Saturday night ones will be after Dead and Company, and we'll go way late. That's what Graham told me. He wouldn't commit to sunrise, but he said it's going to go way late. So a lot of music all night long, plus a million other events taking place here in the city. But, of course, the big focus, Golden Gate Park for Dead and Company. So if you are not here or not going to that show, even if you live in the general vicinity, you still might want to check out the shows. And so Nugs is the company that streams them. And they do a really high quality stream, multi-camera, high def, I think 4K. I think they stream in 4K. If you have that, for those of you, if you don't understand high def 4K, it just means better picture, more pixels. So 4K is just 4,000 more of something that makes the picture better. This picture coming to you now is in 1080p. It doesn't really matter. It's just better. If you have the right TV or you're watching on a computer, it's a better picture. If you're just watching on an older TV or an older computer or on your phone, it's still a good picture. But Nugs does a spectacular job. Usually, they've had some fuck ups. We all do. I do right now, actually. I don't know if anybody's watching, so please, somebody comment in the chat to let me know you're watching, because I didn't check. I might just be talking to myself. But I believe I'm on all the different Deadheadland channels, on Twitch, on Facebook, multiple pages, on my personal page, on Deadheadland Films YouTube, coming soon to a Deadheadland channel near you. And if you don't get Deadheadland in your area, be sure to tell your local provider, I want my DHL TV. But DHL TV is my thing, and it's kind of focused. Back to Nugs for just a moment. They're bigger. They do this big thing with all these different bands, and they're really great about the Dead and Company streams. And so my plug, the way they're sponsoring me, is through my link. If you go to deadheadland.com/GD60 stream, all one word, lowercase, GD60, 60, GD60 STREAM, and I believe the link should be in the descriptions there too. You can buy the streams, one or all three. They've got packages. They probably have some packages where they throw in merch or whatever. I don't know. But specifically to buy the stream packages, you can get that from Nugs via my link, and that then will support Deadheadland because I sent you to them. That's how the affiliate thing works. I will get, I don't know how much, $1 or $2, something off of the purchase that you make through them for sending you to them. I don't make a lot off of these affiliate things, although I did. Oh, thank you. Somebody said, yes, somebody's watching. Thank you, Taper Guy. Taper Bus Guy, the Taper Bus Guy. Thank you. Anyways, I get a little bit commission. I don't make much from them. I think I made about $45 in commissions from Nug so far this year, telling people to subscribe to their app or buy fish links or something. But I did a couple years ago when it was the Dead and Company's final show into tour, last show in San Francisco, the last time they played here. A bunch of people did sign up for that, and it was kind of nice. I got like a nice little payment that, again, helps me keep all of this going. Deadhead Land, my life, the cats, it's all good. Anyways, so now back to today's show. God, I've just been like rambling. What was today's show going to be about? Well, I covered some of it because we did talk about the GD60, the Petaluma Music Festival. And hold on here, I just have like the little graphic. Where was that? Where was the graphic? Oh, here it was. No, oh, I thought it was. Give me just a moment. I'm going to get you that Petaluma Music Festival graphic. I know I downloaded it. I just didn't upload it. I think that'll work there. Let's see. All right. I'll figure out how to get the graphic on here properly. I'm a one-man team. I should probably have an engineer and somebody doing sound and somebody helping me edit, etc. That would be great. There's no money in it. But if anybody wants to help, I could use a team. If there was money ever in the future, I would like to help there. But anyways, it's not about money so much. I love music, and that's the main reason I do that. Do this. I've been a music fan most of my life, I think. My whole life. My mom told me my first words were, yeah, 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 singing along to the Beatles, like 1963 or so, whenever that record came out, when I was very small. Anyway, so I've always liked music. And one of the cool things with the Petaluma Music Festival is that it supports music. The money from the festival, the money that they make, it's a nonprofit, and the money goes to support music in their local area schools. It's up in Sonoma County, about 30 minutes or so north of me here. So for those of you who are watching in other places, hey, California has some cool fests. I know other people do too. And I tend to be California and Bay Area centric. Because that's where I live. And then people in the Bay Area think I'm very Marin centric because that's the county I live in and I don't drive a lot. I can drive. I just grew up in LA and I drove enough the first 50 years of my life. And so since I moved to Marin County, I try to not drive too much. But I do. I commute to the city twice a week. I go across Golden Gate Bridge, And some things are worth driving to. And the Petaluma Music Festival is worth driving to. So you can see on the little graphic, I did put up the English Beat, or the big headliners tonight. And truthfully, that's who I'm the most excited for today. It's a band I used to love I've always loved, but when I was younger, I saw them back in the early 80s, I think like 80, 81, 82, opening for the Talking Heads. At the Hollywood Palladium, I think, opening for The Clash, also at the Hollywood Palladium. I remember going to see them at like the Hollywood Palace. I have a button on an old jacket of mine somewhere. It's Beat the Bomb, because they were doing a benefit, an anti-nuclear weapon benefit show when we used to do things like that back in the 70s and 80s, Anyway, Beat the Bomb. And anyways, I love that band. They got that. My favorite song is Doors of Your Heart. Beautiful song, fun, awesome, upbeat, great message. Of course, people know them, Mirror in the Bathroom, and you know all their songs. And they were Special Beat Service for a while. They came out with that variation name. I saw them back in the day when it was Dave Wakeling and Rankin Roger, and the great Saxa on saxophone. Sadly, Roger passed away, as did Saxa. But Dave lives, I believe, in California now, I believe somewhere here in the North Bay. And so they do play a lot over the years. I've seen them having gigs, but I haven't gotten to see them. I think the last time I saw them was maybe 84, 85. Oh, they played at the US Festival in 1982 and 83. I think they were one of the bands that played at both fests. Maybe just 82, but 82, which is, of course, where I saw my first Grateful Dead concert. And I was at that show to see the English Beat more than the Grateful Dead, to be honest with you. It was the first day was Ramones and the English Beat and the Talking Heads and the Police and Oingo Boingo and Gang of Four. That was my vibe. And I just accidentally ended up at breakfast in bed with the Grateful Dead. But also on this lineup today, bunch of great bands. Ozo Motley, a great, fun band from Los Angeles I've seen many, many times. Cracker and Camper Van Beethoven. Both of those bands have a bit of a connection if you know about them. I love Cracker. Euro Trash Girl was like their big breakout hit back in the days, MTV, whatever. Fun. Moon Alice, our good friends Moon Alice, I love you. Wonderful people, Roger McNamee and Lester Chambers and Dylan Chambers and Barry and Pete, Barry Sless and Pete and the T Sisters, and I believe Jay Lane's on drums and Mookie Siegel on keys. Good, all friends of mine, all people who I love to see play wonderful, joyous music. Also, a real big treat that I'm looking forward to at the Petaluma Music Festival, and that's today. As soon as I'm done talking to you, that's where I'm headed. Is Bella Rain and friends. Bella Rain was is a young, amazing guitar player. She's just a sweet girl. I think she's like 18 or so. Her parents are really wonderful folks who she just figured out how to play on her own. I believe she's self-taught originally, and she's just a shredder. She's freaking amazing. And I feel honored to be friends with her and her family. And one of her first gigs kind of playing around was about 2 years ago or so at my birthday party. And I had Sunshine and the Daydreams, a band that Sunshine Garcia Becker put together for my birthday specifically. And then she called me a couple of weeks before the show, said, we're going to add this special guitar player, Bella Rain. And I have no idea who she is. And she goes, just add her and we're going to put her parents on the guest list. And I'm like, okay, all good. When she came and played, she was just amazing. She just stepped up. She stepped into a Love Light jam and just like shredded beyond belief. Really great player, great energy. And her career just has exploded. She sat in with everybody in the jam band scene in the Bay Area, all around. She's made connections with all sorts of different great bands. I think she just played. So she eventually put together her band, Bella Rain and Friends, and they played last night down at the Guild Theater. They've been playing around. The band, the people backing her, I believe, is Alex Jordan, Danny Luring on guitar. I think Angeline Saris on bass. I believe that's who's on bass. Bella Rain on guitar, and Scott Guberman, my good buddy Scott Guberman on keys. So, anyways, I'm really looking forward to seeing Bella Rain and Friends today. I'm really glad that she's getting the bookings that she is and the attention she is, because she's just a really cool musician, and I dig her, and her folks are great people, and just nice people. I'm looking forward to seeing. And who else is playing there? I don't have my list in front of me here. Anyways, that's right there. That's a lot of great bands. Just to see Bella Rain and Moon Alice would be great. You got the Cracker, Camper Van Beethoven, Ozo Motley, English Beat. I think I do have, really quickly right here, I do have the Bella Rain and Friends, or the Petaluma Music Festival, and I'll make sure I'm not missing anybody else you have to see. But anyways, you can go to that today. The tickets are reasonable. I believe they're $75 at the gate. This is the 18th annual. Oh, also the Reckless Strangers, Sebastian St. James Band. I don't know them. Erica Ambrin and Electric Soul Project. Also, I don't know, but this is a good festival. They put together a good lineup. So anybody new that you don't know, probably be worth checking out. The Hots, I like the name. Don't Tell John, Hunka Hunka Hula Review. You got to go for the Hunka Hunka Hula Review. Hey, that might be my favorite one of the day. I don't know. So anyways, that is today, all day. I believe it starts at like 12. My goal is to get there by 1:30 so I can see Cracker, and then I'll be there for the bands that I've mentioned, or obviously the bands that I'm going to go see. Let me see what else I have here for you. Hold on just a moment. All right. Well, other shows I wanted to mention. So not just all these big shows, but there's some smaller shows that I happen to produce. Deadheadland Presents. I've got a show in 2 weeks on August 17th. These shows are at a private location. It's a friend's backyard, Deadheadland back lot. This is our location back lot because I'm not allowed to do shows in my backyard, my own backyard anymore. I wish I could, but honestly, my space was great during the pandemic, but it's limited in terms of the number of people that can comfortably see the band. And I have a couple friends who volunteered their backyards. We have a nicer space. We can have more people, but it's still very comfortable. And so this place is the Plaza Music Garden in Mill Valley. And if you come to one of the shows, then we send you the address. Easy parking, friendly people, bring your own beverages, whatever you want. We're very cas. And it's a small, intimate show. It's, 30, 40, 50 people occasionally when we get a bigger crowd, but even then, always plenty of space to dance. We've got seats. We try to listen to the music. It's not like we try to not encourage a talky crowd. We're people that are into music, into live music. So this show coming up on the 17th, it's called The Day Trippers. It features the legendary Rowan brothers, not billed as the Rowan brothers, but they are brothers and named Rowan, Chris and Lauren. Brothers of Peter, and Peter's always invited, but he's not out on this lineup. He has come in the past, but he's not on this lineup, and I'm not trying to hit that, but they're connected. So Chris and Lauren Rowan, and then this great band of players that supports them in various outfits that they play in, but this time they're doing the Beatles. And they just added, now with Dick Bright, we've just added Dick Bright on violin to play along with them. So he's legendary. Dick Bright, look up the Dick Bright Orchestra, really legendary, amazing guy. He's played with so many people and on so many records. And he's played at the shows that we've put on before, and he's a great addition, really, really awesome. So they're going to be doing The Day Trippers. This is their second play with us doing a Beatles-themed show, but this one specifically is reimagining, reinventing, a retelling of the Revolver album. It's not like they're going to just do Beatles songs that sound like the Beatles. Oh, there's a cat behind us. That's, can't see. Oh, that's Stripers McGee. That's one of the cats. Anyways, kind of blurry. Anyways, that's a great show coming up. Would love to encourage you to come to that. I have another show coming up that we haven't put online yet. I put the link, but the link is not live yet. It says deadheadland.com/veryjerry. This is going to be on Sunday, August 24th. This is the first time I'm announcing this to the world. We'll have this live hopefully by tomorrow morning to buy tickets. Dave Hebert and friends as the Dave Hebert Very Jerry Band. They actually tour under that name. Dave, you know Dave from Extra Ticket and from Steely Dead, and his band's always played at big Dead fests like Skull and Roses and such. Steely Dead has become like a worldwide touring band that's like really pretty awesome. And they've done a couple of shows with us, but this is specifically the Very Jerry Band, which is going to be doing JGB stuff. And Dave is fantastically wonderful with JGB, with his brother Matthew on bass. And then I should have it right in front of me, but I don't. But hold on. Maybe I do. Did I upload this graphic? Again, I could use an editor or some help. I did. There it is. Let me take my picture. We've got Dave Hebert and the Very Jerry Band, but I don't have the specific graphics and dates added to it. Again, just putting that show together, but we are doing it, and it should go on sale by tomorrow morning. And that'll be also in Mill Valley, private location, but this is going to be a real special show. Small show, so get your tickets when you can. Every show we've done with the Rowan Brothers doing the Beatles have sold out, and every show I've done with Dave Hebert has sold out. So when these go on sale, you want to grab them. The Day Trippers is on sale right now, deadheadland.com/daytrippers. So that's the shows we're putting on here locally. And then the Terrapin Nation. We had a wonderful series of shows last weekend at Dominican University, which is, I point a lot, I gesture. That's in San Rafael, California. It's over that way, about 20 minutes or less from here. Great shows. Graham Lesh and the Terrapin All-Stars with Graham and Stu Allen as the primary band each night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then rotating casts throughout the 3 days of different people who were a big part of playing at Terrapin Crossroads, and 3 fantastic shows, which I did video. Thankfully that they allow me to do that. And I've shared the videos from the first 2 nights, from the Friday night and Saturday show. So those are on the deadheadland.com. Well, no, they're not on deadheadland.com at the moment. They're on Deadheadland YouTube, which is youtube.com/deadheadlandfilm. Everywhere on social media, I'm Deadheadland for the most part. YouTube, it's Deadheadland Films. TikTok, which I don't use, but I somehow keep forgetting the password on my Deadheadland TikTok, so I have another one as well that might be Deadheadland Films or something. I don't know, but I don't really use TikTok. I just save my names there. But anyway, Deadheadland everywhere. But these videos are on Deadheadland Films on YouTube. You could just look up Deadheadland on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure they would come up. These are just published last week. And all the patrons, I've put links on the Patreon page for you. And of course, if you follow on Facebook, I've got shared the links all over Facebook as well. And then the video from the last night, from the Sunday night show, which was perhaps the most special of 3 extremely special shows, that one I'm going to hopefully have ready for you all to watch tomorrow afternoon. So subscribe on my YouTube channel, and that way you'll get notifications of when my videos publish. I usually do the premiere publishing, which makes it play as a stream, meaning the first time it plays, everybody watches it together. So if you subscribe and you then click notify me when the new video is published, it'll notify you when that video is debuting, premiering, and we can all watch it together, which is like watching a stream. We share the comments. It's kind of fun that way. But then the videos, 99% of the time, I leave them up there for people to watch in the future. And in fact, there's a video coming up right after this. I set a time limit for myself so I don't ramble too long, and we're coming up to it. I show 11:39 a.m. right now, Pacific Daylight Time, and at 7:45 Pacific Daylight Time on my YouTube channel, we're going to have a Deadheadland live TV archive presentation of Acoustic Brunch with Scott Law from Terrapin Crossroads in the bar 6 years ago. I believe it was 2019 today. So it was like July 26, 2019. Scott Law acoustic in the bar. It's a little less than 2 hours. I think it was 1 hour, 48 minutes or something was set. Sound quality is not the best, but it's definitely worth listening to. Probably it'll sound better on a phone than on your big sound system unless you remix it or something. But it's worth watching. It's not, I just put that out there. It's not my best video sound. Sometimes they're better, sometimes they're worse. But this it's great. It's a Scott Law set. What's interesting is it's in 2019, so it's way before the pandemic happened, and when Scott started doing a weekly show for us on Deadheadland that he kept going for almost 3 years, I think it was. He was one of the longest lasting shows on the Deadheadland live show thing from the pandemic. And those are all the Deadheadland archives that I'm trying to save. Downloaded most of it, still working on that project. But anyways, live today, live from the past at 10:45, and now 4 minutes. I need to wrap up in 4 minutes or less. Or we'll overlap a little bit. It's okay. At the beginning of the video, it's just Scott getting set up. So we got a few minutes overlap if I go over. Anyways, I put a lot of videos on YouTube. And so even if you do subscribe as a patron or you follow me on Facebook, I'd really like to suggest that it's worth subscribing to my Deadheadland Films on YouTube, because it's easier for me to publish a video than to always post it to all the different places to remind everybody. I'm trying to do that better and trying to put stuff more and more on my Patreon, since you are the folks that give me $1 or $2 a month. and I want to keep you in the loop, so to speak. I do kind of view the Patreon supporters. It's kind of like when you support NPR. You give a subscription because you think they're doing good work, or PBS or something like that. And then they put it out there for everybody. And they might have a few little things that are subscriber-only perks, but for the most part, you're supporting it for everybody. And so a lot of my stuff will be here on YouTube and on Facebook. We're on Facebook, hopefully live right now, on YouTube live right now. We're on Twitch, all over. There, I just saw there was a post from Twitch. Oh, yeah, I've got a Ko-Fi.com, too. If you just want to buy me a cup of coffee, that's ko-fi.com/deadheadland. That message just went out on Twitch. Some kind of automatic thing they say there to tip Deadheadland. Deadheadland on Venmo, at Deadheadland, if you want to just throw a tip my way and you don't want to become a monthly subscriber, or if you are a monthly subscriber and you want to kick in a little bit more. So anyways, that video will be live on YouTube. Terrapin Nation. I sidetrack a lot. The Terrapin Nation is going now. I have the videos from last week, but in a month, on August 17th, my show, Day Trippers, is August 15th. I got that mixed up. It's Friday, August 15th. On August 17th, we're all trucking to Truckee for the Terrapin Nation in Truckee. This is going to be the last Terrapin Roadshow of the 2025 summer season. There's been 5 great shows so far. All of them I videoed and are up on YouTube. But this will be my favorite, maybe. The band is Graham Lesh, Ross motherfucking James. Okay, I like Ross. I'm a big Ross James fan. People seem to know that about me. And Ross shreds for Lesh. Anyways, Ross James, Jackie Green. Okay, I'm a big Jackie Green fan too. I remember when he used to play with Phil. First time I saw him with Phil, I think it was my birthday in 2000. I want to say 4, maybe 2006. Yeah, 2006, I think. 7? Somewhere in there. He played with Phil. It was the first tour he was doing with Phil, and they played a show in Santa Barbara. Was that 2007? Phil and Friends with Jackie Green. I need to look stuff up to get the dates. I don't memorize dates always. I remember what happened, but not the dates. I could tell you that day, my girlfriend at the time had just had her wisdom teeth removed. We had gotten a nitrous tank because we thought it was justified. She needed it. I'm not saying you should or should never do those things, kids, but we did them because, she had a medical necessity. She was in pain. Whatever. It was my birthday. We got a nice room there in Santa Barbara. It's actually, not a bad memory, really. And I remember when Jackie Green came out and started just playing Sugaree. The first time I heard him doing Sugaree with Phil, I was like, I think I'm going to be watching this kid for a long, long time. And, he's not so much of a kid anymore. He's a dad of his own. He's a grown man, Jackie Green. Still great. I remember I saw him a year and a half ago at the Sweetwater, and he actually did a Dark Star, which I do have video of, and it's up on my YouTube. But that surprised us because he does dead covers, but the Dark Star seemed out of the blue. And I just thought that's great that the night I happened to be there, he went really trippy and out there with the Dark Star. But anyways, he'll be in the band. Jackie Green, Ross James, Graham Lesh, Nikki Bloom, the wonderful Nikki Bloom, who also sang so many times with Phil and Friends and the Terrapin Family Band. And then as the rhythm section, the amazing Jeremy Honig on drums and JP McLean on bass, who you know very well from JGB. So they'll be, that's Terrapin Roadshow in Truckee on August 17th, and the tickets from that are available at terrapincrossroads.net, which I also hopefully put in the description of this video here. I know I'm overlapping with my Scott Law video now. A couple other things I wanted to mention. The GD60 coming up, all the shows I mentioned. I also want to mention Jerry Day. I know I mentioned it a lot last week. I haven't mentioned it yet. Jerry Day next Saturday. Starts early in the day, I believe 11:30 usually, goes to just 6, so there's a tight schedule. You'll have Stu Allen and Mars Hotel headlining. You also have the co-headliner Melvin Seals and JGB, including our friends Jeremy and JP, who I just mentioned. Plus, yet to be announced, they usually have a really cool opening band that goes on right at 11:30, usually somebody local. Last year it was, I think, Graham Lesh and Elliot Peck. Sometimes they've had I think they had the Terrapin Family Band one time. They have Box Set one year. So some band that's connected to the scene, but isn't necessarily a Grateful Dead band as the opening band. And they haven't announced that yet. And I don't know. There's a lot of musicians in town, so it could be just about anybody. Kind of curious to see what that'll be. Anyways, Jerry Day. And with the days between coming up, I'll probably be doing a few more broadcasts during the week, maybe updating what I'm seeing around town in San Francisco as people are coming to town and things are happening. But I will do my best to do another one of these episodes next week around this time, sometime 10, 11, 11, 11, something like that. Next week, I'll actually be at Jerry Day 1 week from today. So I'll be set up there. So it might not be as high tech. It might just be me on my phone. But we will do something from Jerry Day. And if I have good internet signal, I'll try to do a video stream of Jerry Day. Those live streams usually on Facebook. Maybe I could do it on YouTube. I'll do some tests and see what works best. I like being on YouTube more than Facebook nowadays. They're all corrupt. But you pick your battles, I guess. And Facebook's just become a pain in the ass, and I'd like to be less involved, to be honest, and more on YouTube. Anyways, I tried to pack a lot in. That was 48 minutes. I encourage you to go to youtube.com/deadheadlandfilms and watch the Scott Law brunch show that's playing right now. And I'll see you real soon. Thanks, everybody. Drive safe, or don't drive at all. Stay at home. I don't know. But if you do go to the Petaluma Music Festival, come up and say hi to me. Tell me you saw the video, and do drive safe. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.